Let's bring in Missouri State Treasurer Scott Fitzpatrick, who's a little worried about what all of this IRS beefing up means for his state. And I'm sure, Scott, that Americans across the country in other states share your concerns as well. So lay out your case of why this is problematic.
Well, only the Democrat Party of today would come up with the idea to pass a bill that doubles the size of the IRS and increases taxes, and then gaslight the American people by telling them it's called the Inflation Reduction Act. And when you look at what this will actually do, I mean, anybody who has been subject to an audit by a government agency of any kind knows that this is, even if you're doing everything exactly right, it is a tremendous amount of time, especially for small businesses, to invest in producing the documentation that's necessary and supplying it to the auditors. And then you're also talking about, I mean, really the only people who should like this are certified public accountants and tax attorneys who are going to be much busier in the next several years as the IRS ramps up this new auditing regime. And you're talking about an agency, by the way, which just last year leaked taxpayer information on high net worth or high income individuals to the public, to journalists, to expose that information. You're talking about an agency who, with Lois Lerner several years ago, has proven that it's willing to target conservative organizations for harassment. And so I think it's something that everybody should be concerned about.
I think you're right, Scott. And there are many people, that are low or middle income that will be targeted by this, who essentially say, well, we don't have the money to pay those CPAs and those tax lawyers. It's the rich people who can fight back. I can't fight back, but you're right. It causes a lot of anxiety. And even if you make a simple mistake, for example, on your return, I mean, if they really start digging into the details and the nitty gritty, then there are fines associated with it as well. So it's not just about, reconciling the number and the bottom line, but people ultimately end up paying substantially more as a result of audits and investigations like this.
Yeah, I mean, the tax code's, 30,000 pages, and it doesn't matter how good a job you do. There are going to be mistakes people make, especially in the business world when you're talking about small businesses. And even though the Democrats want to make this, they say they're going to make this about high-income individuals, those making more than $400,000 per year. They had an opportunity when the Senate voted on this legislation last week to actually change the law that they were going to pass to make it so that this could only be used on high-income individuals over $400,000, and they voted against it.
Right.
So I think if that doesn't tell you what their motivations are, I don't know what does.
I think that's an excellent point, and they continue on that mantra. Jared Bernstein on Fox News today saying people under $400,000 will not be audited or won't see an increase in the number of audits, and that's simply untrue. It will be across the board, rich, poor, and everybody in between. Scott, really appreciate your time today and breaking that down for us. Thank you.
Thank you. It's good to be